everyone, and welcome to my channel, Ghost of Eregion. Today, I'll be showcasing and breaking down a collab build I did with Treewolf, a friend of mine who can make very powerful builds. This build is amazing and has been through boonless ATOT, full runs to 30, with 2 others and solo. It can survive any Bane and pretty much anything the game can throw at it. Now, let's jump right into the build. First thing you should know is that we will be inflicting Void, which you can see is indicated below the big number on the weapon. It says Void DPS. We will be using the Sword of Dominance as our primary weapon. This is a double primary that can only be found in ATOT. The primaries we want are Gain the Greater Blessing of Luck when you inflict an ailment, which will increase our crit chance, and plus 25% Northern Tech damage. Secondaries you want are crit chance and to double that. Then you want to add crit chance again at the end. Our second weapon is the Bramble, a legendary greatsword that can only be found in Lightbringer. Note that when you get this item in Lightbringer, you will have to uncurse it 3 times by doing the objectives at the bottom of the weapon. Its primary gives us a mortal strike charge, or better understood as more crit damage for every crit we hit consecutively. And we lose that charge when we do not crit. Secondaries you want are crit damage, rampage bonus damage, crit chance, or weapon tech damage. Elemental damage will also work well here. So that means void damage and damage to cursed enemies. Is our Methra, which is a double primary charm that can only be found while fighting Mortarax from the Fire and Darkness DLC. The 2 primaries we want are the Lion Talisman's primary and the Mark of Fragility, which increases the enemy's damage it takes. Secondaries you want are crit chance, double that, and then again add crit chance as the last upgrade. Beside that is our Collab Legacy, which is a double primary item that can only be found while fighting Kurgani from the Fire and Darkness DLC. The primaries you want are the Mark of the Duelist primary, which gives us over health on crit, and the Amulet of the Betrayer, which instead of dying, we will be reduced to 1 health and be invulnerable for a short time. Secondaries you want are crit damage, double that, and again add crit damage at the end. On to the rings. Our first ring is the Mark of the Red Armor, which can only be found in Lightbringer, and is a rare item that can be uncursed and upgraded to Legendary. Its primary gives us more overhealth gained, but also has our Lifestone apply as overhealth instead of health. Secondaries you want are overhealth gained and to double that. Then add resistances as the last upgrade. The second ring is probably quite familiar. It's the Dusk Lord's Signet, which exposes the enemy's weak points when we inflict an ailment. It also has our weapon technique, Inflict Ailments. Secondaries you want are weapon tech charge speed, you want to double that, and then either elemental damage, rampage bonus damage, or longsword damage as your other secondaries. Below that is our banner. We will be using the Mesa Banner Roll, which is an epic banner that can be found anywhere. This gives us a base boost in crit chance and crit damage. Secondaries you want are crit damage, double that, and again you want to add crit damage as the last upgrade. Last but not least, the Lifestone. We will be using the Archon tier, which again gives us a base boost in crit chance and crit damage. Secondaries you want are weak point damage, crit damage, rampage bonus damage, or weapon tech damage. Now, before I move into Augments, here are a few more clips from me and Treewolf's solo boonless run and my trio boonless run. On to our augments, and the first one we have here is Frostfire, which increases our crit damage during Rampage. Secondaries you want are Rampage bonus damage, weapon tech damage, or weak point damage. Next is the Paradise Augment, which gives us weapon tech charge when we crit. Secondaries you want are weapon tech damage, Rampage bonus damage, or weak point damage. Beside that is our Twilight Bloom. This is a primal which can only be found in ATOT, but you don't need this as a primal for the build to still do heavy damage. Its primary gives us a base boost in which weapon tech damage. Secondaries you want are weak point damage, Rampage bonus damage, or weapon tech damage. Next is our Focus Augment. This gives us overhealth whenever we crit. Secondaries you want are Rampage bonus damage, weapon tech damage, or weak point damage. Beside that is the Fearless Wolf, which is an epic augment that can only be found in Lightbringer. Its primary gives us Rampage bonus damage and charge speed if our physical resistance isn't above 45%, which it isn't for this build. Secondaries you want are weapon tech damage, weak point damage, or Rampage bonus damage. Below that is our Void Shell, which again gives us overhealth on crit, but this time it's only dependent on how much might we have connected to this augment, which is why we placed it here. Secondaries you want are overhealth gained, double that, and then add resistances as the last upgrade. Right above that is our Rift Augment, which gives us more damage for each ailment on the enemy. Secondaries you want are overhealth gained, and then again add resistances at the end. Onto the Force Barrier, which allows us to continue to attack uninterrupted as long as we have 50% overhealth. Secondaries you want are overhealth gained or elemental damage, but as the last upgrade, you're going to want to add Might to improve our Void Shell. Last but not least is the Divine Conduit, which gives us Arc on charge whenever we are hit. Secondaries again you want are overhealth retention, double that, and then add resistances as the last upgrade. Now, let's jump on over to our skill points. As you can see here, we have our skill points. Nothing has changed. We're still fully spec'd into Weapon Tech, Soul Shatter, Vitality, Crit Chance, Might, Crit Damage, Spirit, Rampage, Ailments, Recovery, Weak Points, Polarity Attacks, all stats, and then I have a few strays here and there for takedowns, finesse, and weapon timing. Well, that's all we have for today. I had a great time making and testing this build with Treewolf, and we hope that you all like it as much as we have. Thank you so much for watching and all the support. My next build will premiere later this week. Also, I'll be making videos about the upcoming Challenger edition of Godfall. Thanks again for watching, and take care, guys.